Hello and welcome to Conservative to America. I'm your host, Cole Holcomb, and today we will be discussing redistricting. What is redistricting? Most people ask, or some people might ask. I don't know. Anyways, so to break it all down, redistricting is, in the most simple terms, an election is where the voters get to pick the politicians. Redistricting is where the politicians get to pick the voters. So, redistricting, it's been in the news lately. Um, Anyways, why is that? It's because states like Texas and Ohio right now are considering redistricting to hold a GOP majority in the House. We have the Senate down. There's like a 98% chance we'll keep the Senate. And then with the House, history is against the GOP. However, there are some good statistical numbers in the House, which I'll get to later. But anyways, so with redistricting, what is it? Why is it important? And what does it mean? So, what is it? Redistricting, the basics is that politicians use it to redraw congressional maps to be more favorable toward them in midterm elections or in general elections, so they can get the most amount of their party in. Um, you can do it. It's legal. The Supreme Court's ruled on it. It's perfectly fine, just as long as you don't do it for reasons of race. You cannot be racist with it. They tried that in North Carolina, got in a lot of trouble for it. So you can't do it because of race. But you can do it for anything else. So it's technically not illegal against the Constitution. It's not wrong. You might consider it wrong, but it's not. According to the Constitution, you can legally do it. Um, so uh, why is it important? Well, if they can be successful in their redistricting, it could give as many as an extra 10 seats to Republicans. Right now, if you look at the numbers, there are only, I believe, two Republicans in districts that Kamala Harris won. Versus in 2018, I think there were 36 Republicans in districts that Hillary Clinton won. On the other hand, I believe that there are 16 Democrats in districts that Trump won that have Democrat congressional. So we can pull off 16 seats. If we can pull off the numbers like we did in 2020, 16 plus 10. That's 26 plus to the House. You know how many seats that is? That's 236 seats. We currently have a 220 seat majority. So 236 seat majority. That's a comfortable majority. But in reality, if it goes like it did last time, Republicans could maybe lose 8 seats. We can afford 8 seats. We can afford to lose 8 seats. And if we look at it, we need to be able to control our majority, to hold on, to strengthen it if possible, but just hold on in the House, which even if you have a really good House election year, even if we were only lose a few seats, which would be tremendous for Republicans, it would probably set us on the path for victory even in 2028. Um, but if you only lose a few seats because of how small our majority is, you only need to lose 3 seats, and Republicans lose their control of the House. That's the reason why it's so important right now. That's the reason why it's so important right now and to hold on to our seats and figure out how we can get the most amount of seats possible. So, in Texas, uh, we're looking at the numbers there. You could pull off about, I think I said, what was it, five or 8 seats, or I think it was 5 seats. 5 seats is how many you could pull off in Texas, which, I mean, add another five. We don't even have to worry about losing our two Republicans. If you lose that, you add another five. Heck, that's 200. And this is if we lose our seats that are in the other districts that Kamala Harris won. We only need to really, in reality, have about the amount of seats that we can get out of Ohio and Texas. And as Republican congressmen have been saying, it's important that we do this so that we can control our House majority. We can continue to get America First agenda pushed through Washington. As you know, our legislative majorities have been doing very well. They got Trump's big, beautiful bill. They got the $9 billion reconciliation package. They're pushing that through. There is so much that we can uh, see and we can count on with this Republican majority, and they're getting the job done. It's not like the first one in 2017 where it took them a year to even push on Obamacare, and then Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell failed. They failed, frankly. They failed. They're not just frankly. They didn't just fail slightly. They failed. They messed up. They screwed up. Donald Trump screwed up the first time with his legislative majorities, but in his defense, there weren't as many Republicans who trusted him. He didn't really have the hold on the party like he does today. Um, the best Speaker of the House ever, the best House Majority Whip ever, his name is Donald Trump. And it's right now 219 without Thomas Massey from Kentucky. 219 Republicans, 219 Republicans fall in line whenever Donald Trump says, hey, everybody, I'm here to whip you into shape, vote this way, and do this. So they're doing that. They're voting the way that he wants them to vote, and they're getting the job done. Not just the way that he wants them to vote, the way that the American people elected them to vote, elected him to do. They're getting jobs done. Right now, Donald Trump's approval ratings are bad, but they're up from where Biden's were at this time last year. The outlook of what Americans view of the economy. Liberals will say, oh, the majority of Americans look at this economy and they don't have a positive outlook. Well, guess what? The numbers are up 14% since Biden left office. That means 14% more Americans believe that the economy is better today than what it was years ago. In the state of Tennessee right now, we're seeing gas prices, and actually the national average, not just Tennessee, it's across the entire South even, but all across the national average right now is falling below $3. We haven't seen that. Gas has never been this cheap since Donald Trump was president the first time. That's over 4 years ago. That's crazy to even say. Donald Trump, that's over 4 years ago, the last time he was president, almost 5. So, I mean, we're looking at these numbers over 4 years, 4.5 years ago, the last time he was president. So that we haven't seen gas prices this low. If you remember the Keystone Pipeline, all this stuff, the limitations and the taxations that Joe Biden put on American oil to buy offshore oil, which is a whole nother story. But right now, if you look at it, if you look at just plain numbers, it looks bad news. It looks like bad news for Republicans. But if you go and you look deeper and dive deeper into what it was for Biden and Harris, you're looking and you're finding that, oh, wait, Donald Trump is a more popular president, and more Americans today think that Republicans are doing better for them than what the Democrats are. So it turns out that more Americans have trust in the Republicans than what they do the Democrats, which is unfavorable. Even if even if the majority of Americans hate them both and think they both do a terrible job, as long as more Americans favor the Republicans than the Democrats, and it looks like good news, then it's a good day for Republicans. So that's a bright side. But in reality, you have to be able, no matter what in the midterms, people vote their pocketbook, they vote their opinion, and those independent voters are really what decide the election. The people who toss back and forth between Republican and Democrat. So they'll go from Donald Trump to voting for Democratic congressional seats. So we need to be able to shift those voters over into Republican, we need to be able to hold those voters in this next upcoming midterm election. So we look at it and we're thinking, what is it that we can do to hold on to our House majority? We, of course, we do the redistricting. But honestly, whenever it comes down to it, I don't think we need redistricting. Redistricting is nice and I support it totally, fully as it stands right now. I am in full support of it. The more seats, the better in Washington for Republicans. But overall, Republicans are getting the job done, even though that we have yet to even see really the fallout of their bills, which good fallout, not bad fallout. We're not talking about like fallout like nuclear fallout. We're talking about like fallout like $1 million is falling out of the sky and everybody can catch a bunch of money. Like that's what we're talking about, that fallout. We have yet to see that really take place. But I believe that once the tax cuts have been made permanent, Trump tax cuts, 2017 tax cuts, they've been made permanent, which are wonderful in that big, beautiful bill, all the way back on July the 3rd, whenever it passed, and on July the 4th, whenever Donald Trump signed it. But we look at so much of this, the big, beautiful bill, the $9 billion reconciliation package, the Doge cuts, so much that's going on. The minimization the Department of Education, to where you can really, as I said months ago on this podcast, even a year ago, years ago even, that the Department of Education needed to be destroyed, or if not destroyed, then you needed to withdraw all the money and all the funding from it, which is legally granted in the Constitution by the president, and fire everybody, so, except the director. So you minimize it as much as you can to where you practically stop what it does, but it still exists because it's a federal agency that was created by Congress. That's a whole nother story. But we are looking at so much that is happening right now in this nation, in this Congress, um, for the betterment of the American people. Uh, there's a lot of big, wonderful, big, beautiful things, as it is. The big, beautiful things, a lot of big, beautiful things that are happening right now in Washington. Washington. Um, but we go back to our House majorities. We need to secure them. We need to hold on to them. Uh, Redistricting is a way, but also this wonderful, amazing Trump agenda that is finally getting passed and will continue to work out in the lives of Americans. The amazing Trump agenda, the big, beautiful Trump agenda, uh, it is going to work. It will continue to work. And Americans today are only feeling uh, the first great parts of it. Um, I truly believe, as Donald Trump says too, that the best days are yet to come. Uh, I was reading something. I think we have 42 more months of Trump's presidency. We've finally hit the 6 month mark. 42 more months of America First agenda, for sure. 42 more months. Then we get 8 more years of J.D. Vance, God willing, hopefully, or Marco Rubio, or whoever our Republican nominee is. 8 more years of any Republican is fine by me, as long as they're America First. But 42 more months of a Trump presidency. That's amazing. Um, right now, the Democrats are rolling over in their grave because they realize that they really cannot stop Republicans because their agenda loses in the ballot box, number one, and then number two, they no longer have their power to suppress the voter. So, whenever both of those fail, well, that's whenever Republicans take control, Donald Trump wins, and America First agenda gets pushed through this nation. As I've said for years, it is not the uh, Republicans are not the small minority, the loud minority. We are the silent majority. Um, I think that there are a lot of people who are being quiet right now who are who really like this Trump agenda that's getting pushed through right now. This Congress has really done their job, and I think that we're going to see that whenever Americans respond to the vote in 2026. I think that we'll get our first taste of what voters really think of this whenever we get a look at New Jersey's election and Virginia's election. Speaking of, I urge everyone to go out and send money to the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia, Winsome Sears, for her bid for Governor of Virginia. I urge that because, number one, she's a Marine Corps veteran. Number two, she's a proven conservative. Number three, she supports Trump First agenda. And then number four, uh, she is a powerful, conservative, black woman who can make a difference for the state of Virginia. If she wins, she will be the first black female governor ever in this nation. Everybody thought it'd be Stacey Abrams. Nope. It could be a Republican. It could be Winsome Earl Sears. So hopefully that ends up working out for her. I urge everyone to send her money to help her out in her bid. And of course, the GOP is a party not about, like the Democrats are, about race and about, oh, well, they've never had a shot at it, so let's give them let's let them have a run at that office. No, the Republican Party is a party about merit. Lieutenant Governor Sears has won her right to be governor of the state of Virginia. She has that right. So I think that it's totally fair for her to go and you know and to win that. She's earned it based on merit, not based on race or color or creed or religion. She's won it based on merit, as this nation is a nation of merit. It's a nation of merit. But that's veered a lot off from the congressional races. Back to the congressional races. There is a lot that is still ahead to follow this. We will continue to follow it here on Conservative to America with redistricting. Um, but there is a lot ahead, I think, and we need to continue to focus on it. We need to continue to hope and pray for those Republican majorities to be held in 2026. And I truly believe this Trump agenda will pay off. Redistricting is good, great, but I do believe that the Trump agenda is going to sell next year. It's going to sell this year. The ballot box, whenever people turn out, they're going to be pleased with the Trump agenda to go out and say, let's give us 2 more years of good Republican policy that gets the job done for this country. Thank you very much. My name is Cole Holcomb, and this is Conservative to America. Thanks. Signing off.